Hi guys, so I am exercising my right to vote today, representing my sorority. I'm on the way now to vote. I parked uptown. I'm voting at the Panthers Stadium, which is a pretty dope place to go. It's my city. I'm from here. Here is not the Panthers Stadium, the Spectrum Center. But yeah, guys, see me in there. Know the reason to vote. Our ancestors fought for us to vote. It's extremely important. No other thing that we can show our appreciation to be here. Definitely support anybody that cares about our health, our community, exercise our rights. It's extremely important, guys. See you soon at the polls. So I'm parking here and now I'm on my way to go vote. They have different signs of who you should vote for. And I'm uptown about to vote. So guys, just make sure you are exercising your right to vote. In Charlotte, you can go to anywhere that has an early voting site. The websites are uptown, online. Just make sure you vote. So now I'm trying to find the precinct. I just see people recording. So I'm guessing I'm gonna walk through some of these front places to go, but at this point I'm lost. But I am going to find my way and I'm going to make sure that I vote. So I'll see you guys in a second. But it's beautiful up here. Beautiful. So here are the lines. There are no lines, guys. Spectrum Center, come fly with us. No lines. So don't let that be an excuse to not vote. Get out and vote. No lines. So come on. No lines at all. So I'm very happy to be in my city. I just voted. Extremely happy about that. Voted at the Spectrum Center. There's no line. There's no excuse not to vote. And yeah, keep voting. It's important. Extremely important. Okay, people, I just returned to my parking lot, just finished voting. Y'all gotta get out there and vote. It's super important. The line was beyond short. Get out there, represent your organization, represent your family, represent your ancestors that came out here and died for you to vote. So it was short, y'all. It's important. Make sure you do it. Hi guys, welcome back to Mariah's Soapbox. So this video is the most important video you will ever see me release, okay? Because today we are talking about the importance of voting. To me, it's super prevalent because my ancestors literally fought and died and were murdered, killed, raped, hung on trees because of my civil rights and what they wanted to see for me to have a world to live in that was peaceful, to have not separate but equal, but literally equal to my counterparts, to be able to express my liberties, to be able to express my freedom, to be able to walk up and vote and not get beat or sent dogs on or anything like that. So if you believe in your ancestral history, your love of your family, the people that have fought for you, or even if you're not even a black woman, if you're a woman, period, we weren't always able to vote. Even if you're a black man, it's important, more crucial than now than ever to vote. Even if you're a white woman, there are some political officers and people in the world who are not for women, who are not for your right to vote, who are not for your rights of your body. If you're a gay American, a part of the LGBTQ community, if you have a disability, anything like that, this year is more imperative than any year to vote. So I feel like y'all need to make sure y'all are registered. Here are a few tidbits to make sure that you guys are going to have a successful early voting period. Even if you don't early vote, I still have some tips for you. So the first thing is same-day registration. When you check in to vote at an early voting site, you may update your name and your address. Do not let anyone turn you around and say that you are not registered. If you're early voting, you are able to early vote and register at the site that you're going to during the early voting precinct, which ends, I believe, October 31st. So that's first case scenario and step number one. That's most important. Don't let anyone turn you around and say, hey, you're not registered, you can't vote. You can register on site during early voting. That's what it's for. Okay? Next thing is voter assistance and curbside voting. For my ladies and gents who are handicapped, who are afraid of the corona, we all are, okay? I was masked down and gloved down and everything, okay? But for y'all who are afraid, curbside voting and assistance is definitely you're eligible for election day, and that's legal. So that's document NCGS 163-166.8 in case they tell you that you cannot. So curbside voting is definitely eligible for individuals at all early voting sites. And my last thing is by mail absentee ballot drop off. Voters who receive an absentee ballot by mail may deliver their ballot to an election office at one stop early voting site during any time that site is open for voting. Ballots will be kept securely and delivered to the County Board of Elections for processing, okay? If you don't know how to early vote, if you don't know if you're registered to vote, just type in early voting precincts in your nearest county and it'll pull up your name. I literally typed in my name and was, looking to make sure that I was registered. Name popped up, address popped up for the correct place that I'm registered. You can even register everything. Make sure you guys get out there and vote. Everybody, this year is the most important year to vote. So, I just have a few reasons on why it is super imperative to vote from my friends. So make sure you go check it out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Every election is important, but this one's hitting a little bit differently. Make sure you get out and exercise your right to vote. You pay all them bills, you pay all them taxes. Let your voice be heard.
What's up, guys? So early voting has officially started here in North Carolina, so please make sure that you guys are getting out and exercising your right to vote, because we already know this presidential election is important, but also make sure that you are paying attention to your local city and state elections as well, because a lot of positions are open and need to be filled. So make sure that you're doing your research on the candidates that are running in your local city and state elections. And again, make sure that you are exercising your right to vote. Do it. It ain't gonna take that long. Just get out there and vote.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kaven, and I'm here to basically say that voting is extremely important for any and everybody that lives in the United States. It allows us to have the ability to determine the course of our lives and really the direction of this country. If you think about it, not too long ago, a lot of us would not have been able to vote at all. So that's why I believe that it's truly important for us to exercise that right that our loved ones fought for so hard. With everything going on this year with COVID and with everything else that happened this year, I truly believe that we cannot afford to not show up to the polls at all. Our lives literally depend on it this year. So with that being said, I believe that we need to exercise our right, use our voice, and show up to the polls.
It's important to vote because we deserve an administration that represents the melting pot that is America and not just a tiny few. Because the powers that be don't want that, we have to make our voices heard.
Voting is important because our ancestors fought, marched, and died so we could have that right. And if we don't vote, we don't have a voice. No voice equals no changes. So get up, get out, and go vote.
For centuries, our forefathers fought for our chances to vote. Now we have the right to express our chance. So go vote.
Hi guys, my name is Megan Williams, and I'm here to tell you why it's important that you vote November 3rd. Voting is our right, and we have to exercise that right. This presidential election is important, but it's also important that we vote into office our local and state leaders who have our best interests at heart, regardless of our race, creed, sex, religious belief, or the color of our skin. We have to get out and vote. So make sure you do that November 3rd.
What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to say it is very, very important that you vote. Let your voice be heard. If you haven't registered, register. And just go vote, all right?
So I want to encourage each and every one of you to be the model Black voter and make sure that you have developed a voting plan to ensure that your ballot is casted in a timely manner. So if that means you're going to do early voting, then go ahead and designate that date. If it means that you're going to do absentee, make sure you request that. If it means you're going to go to the polls on election day, make sure you plan out whatever schedule, pad it for extra time and anything else. I just want to be an advocate for the fact that you have no voice if you don't vote. And I also want to encourage each and every one of you to make sure we exercise the right to vote that so many of our ancestors during the civil rights movement or even before that time have advocated for us to have. And beyond that, just please make sure that we are thinking about the betterment of our future. Please make sure that we are casting our vote to ensure that our leadership is one that is very much so representative of who we are.
We've been quiet for far too long. It's time to stand up and make a difference, vote. This country needs change, and it starts with each and one of our own votes. So go out there, guys, and vote.
Hey guys, so as many of you may know, early voting has started for a lot of states around the U.S. And if you are thinking about not voting, let's rethink that thought. Voting is basically life or death right now. Like, our lives literally depend on it, and we don't want to look up and say I should have voted, because your vote could make that difference. Despite what you may think, despite how you may feel about the candidates or whatever it is that you're voting for, just vote, guys, because again, our lives depend on it.
Hey guys, it's Tasha J. Mack here, just letting you know the importance of voting. So it's so important. There's so many people who we know, we love, that aren't able to vote. And if you have the opportunity, if you're able to vote, then take advantage, let your voice be heard, and do the right thing. So make sure you vote, make sure you make it count, and have a good weekend. Bye.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed those videos from my friends. They did an amazing job on why it is imperative to vote this year in this election. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my page. In the comments, I make sure I answer every single comment that I receive on my page. And you guys who participated in sending in your videos on why it is important to vote, I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are a blessing and you are amazing, and I really appreciate this because politics have always been at the forefront of my heart. Civil rights is in my family. We literally have almost died because of our civil rights and the importance of what we believe that our community should be able to fight for, be able to receive, be able to vote. And we need to fight for our kids, our children, the community, and everything, guys. So make sure you get out there and vote. Love you guys. Thank you for everything.